Welcome back. Been a long time. Master Chef here. Today you're in for something very special. It's called shrimp etouffee. That's French for delicious. I don't know if that's French for delicious, but the dish is gonna be delicious. So here's the ingredients I'm gonna use today. I'm gonna use a little bit of rice cooking wine, a little bit of chicken broth. I have parsley, pepper, just black pepper, a bay leaf, the kapow, little crushed Thai pepper. I'm gonna use a can of just diced tomato. You can use tomato paste, you can use whatever you want, fresh tomatoes if you wanna take the skin off of them. I'm gonna use a whole stick of butter. Over here I've got garlic chopped up, celery, I have red and green pepper, and then I have green onion and some sweet yellow onion, okay? And of course, I just have some shrimp. We just bought frozen shrimp. The grocery store is during COVID-19, and I hope everybody's staying safe. They're just depleted, but this is the best we had, so this is what we're gonna use, okay? So I'm gonna get started, and I'm gonna get the butter simmering, and then start adding the ingredients. And so I'll be right back and we'll show you the process. Since we've been around the house this is the 4th week, we've been doing a lot of cooking. But today I decided Master Chef needs to make a return. I haven't done a video in months. Pam doesn't let me make videos because I'm too popular. I take a distraction. I'm a distraction. So look what I got going on here. So I melted the butter, the whole stick of butter in there, and now I've added the celery, the peppers and the onions, and I'm just gonna let this simmer for a while. I want them to get a little bit soft, and but not too soft. I don't want it too soft. I want a little like little crunchy still. Kind of like when you do a Chinese food, how they use it in a wok and they flash fry it and then it's still a little bit crispy, and that's kind of what I want. That's the texture I'm going for. You can cook it however you want. If you want them softer, that's fine. If you want them a little bit crunchier, then that's fine too. But I added all of the peppers and the onions and the celery, garlic, butter, and I'm just gonna let this simmer for a little while. And then I'm gonna add some more ingredients into it, and we'll go from there. So I'll be right back with the next step. Don't go anywhere. Okay, welcome back. Hey, so I've just let this saute here, right? These ingredients for about, it's been about 5 minutes. They're nice and crunchy still, the texture I kind of want. And now I'm going to start adding some additional ingredients to it, okay? So I'm just going to use this whole can of diced tomatoes. I drained them though, so the juice, most of the juice is out. So I'm just going to add that in there. And we'll give that a stir, right? Get that all mixed in there nice. Got my wooden spoon here. This is what Mom used to give me spankings when I was bad, when I was a small boy. Ouchie. Mom's got the spoon again. So, and that was often, very often. So I just stir that around, and then you can see how I'm getting a little more juice in there now. Of course, the vegetables, when they cook up, they'll have some juice that'll expel. And that's fine, because what we want is we're gonna have a little bit of a base to it as well. It's not just gonna be dry. So I'm gonna use a little bit of the cooking wine in there too. It just gives it added flavor. Some people they don't use this in theirs, but I use a lot of wine in my stews, soups, sauces. I think it just tastes better. I'm gonna throw a bay leaf in there at that time as well. And just let that cook in there. And get one out. Just one. It's good enough. Very pungent, flavorful. Then I'm gonna add some parsley in here. Right? And this is just by eye. Gives it a little bit of flavor and nice color to it. And then some black pepper. Again, I'm not measuring any of this, but I like it a little bit on the spicy side. And then I'm gonna add some of the Thai pepper in here. Now you gotta be very careful if you use the Thai pepper because it's hot. But etouffee is usually a little bit on the spicy side. Most people will use cayenne pepper, but I prefer the Thai pepper. It's got good flavor and good heat. Okay? So now I'm just gonna let this all cook in there for a while. Marinate together, get all the good flavors together. Right? And then I'm gonna show you the next step. So I'm just gonna let this cook up for a few minutes, get all the juices going. The more it cooks, the less juice will stay in there. So we're gonna add a little bit of chicken broth in there as well. I mentioned that we're gonna use a little bit of stock. So I'll add some of that too. But you could use like seafood, vegetable, chicken, whatever you want. Beef, it don't matter. It's yours. You own it. Whatever you like. I like chicken. Buck, 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 buck. Big-a! Be right back. Bowie! Welcome. Hey, look at this. This stuff is just a-boiling now. Alright? I've got to stir it constantly. So at this point, I'm going to reduce the heat. Right? Because I want it to cook a little bit more, but I'm going to add a little bit of salt to flavor, whatever you want. And I want it, this is starch and chicken broth. I want it to thicken up a little bit. Just regular cornstarch, like equal parts of cornstarch, and I use chicken broth. Then I'm going to add a little bit of that in there. And a little bit at a time because I want to see how thick it gets. And then if it's not thick enough, I'll add a little bit more. Then I'm going to stir that around in there. I want to get nice and thick. Ooh, that's looking good. Alright, I might need a little bit more chicken broth at this point. And I want to turn that down to simmer. Add a little bit more of this. And then stir that in there. Okay. See that? Look at the texture in there. Right? Because what most people do is they'll put this over rice. I just eat it out of the bowl. But a lot of people like this on some type of rice, brown rice, white rice, whatever. So I turned it down to simmer, and then I'm going to add the shrimp in as well. Put those over there for Pam to wash. I'm a cooker. She's a cleaner. That's the plan. For a healthy, happy relationship, you gotta have a cooker and you gotta have a cleaner. Right? She cleans or cooks, I clean. I cook, she cleans. That's the plan. A lot of the times I cook and clean. Okay, so I just added the shrimp in. I've set that to simmer. I want to turn the heat completely off almost. And then I just want that shrimp in there. Shrimp cooks quickly, so I don't want to overcook the shrimp. But ours was a little frozen, so And that, my friends, is a shrimp etouffee. Bam. So I'll plate a little bit of this up and show you the final product here in just a few minutes. Don't go anywhere. Hey, welcome back. Well, the finished product here, the shrimp etouffee, or as I call it. Now for the final touch, I'm just gonna add a little bit of this dry parsley on top. Give it a little bit of color. Because if you're having guests over, you want the presentation to look nice. Give it a little bit of a cake, little flavor in there too. Just like that. And that's it. I mean, there was only a few ingredients and probably about 10 minutes of cooking time. 30 minutes for shrimp etouffee. You can use crawfish, you can use fish, you can use shrimp, you can use whatever you want. Any type of seafood, crab, and make an etouffee. Okay? The Cajun down in Louisiana, love it. Yeehaw! Yeah, come on down. But we like it too. And like I said, most people put a little bit of rice and then add some etouffee on top of it. That's usually how it's eaten. I just like it straight up. But there you go, shrimp etouffee, Rory style. Thanks for watching. Master Chef, signing off. Stay safe.